and Happy New Year, everyone. It's me, Lydia, back again here and ready for 2023. It was just yesterday we were celebrating the new millennium, and everyone was scared, and we thought Y2K and everything. And now it's 23 years later, and it's kind of weird. It's really weird for me personally. But you know, that's what old age does to you. But Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a very safe and happy New Year's Eve. I spent it eating tacos, making cookies, and drinking lots and lots and lots of Irish cream. Not Bailey's, because Lydia's cheap and she doesn't buy Bailey's, but O'Reilly's, which is also very good. Highly recommend if you're in Canada. But yeah, I drank a lot. I was alone. But it was okay, I survived. No big deal. So I just wanted to make this New Year's reflection video, and not resolutions. I don't make resolutions because I won't stick to it, but like things I'd like to do for the New Year's. And I figured I'd do it in a fun way by building a gingerbread house as I do it. Why a gingerbread house, you may ask? It's not Christmas? Because one, I don't celebrate Christmas. I don't celebrate Babylon Christmas. No, sorry, I don't. I don't mind other people celebrating it. I'll sing the Christmas songs. I'll wear reindeer antlers to make people happy, but I personally don't celebrate it. So I've never in my whole life been able to do Christmassy things like put up lights and trees, Christmas lights and trees, which I don't really want to do. But a gingerbread house is something I've always wanted to do because it's food and you get to decorate the food. But you know, it's association with Christmas. I never got a chance. But let me just get this box from down here. Loblaws was selling these Christmas kits, these gingerbread kits for like $20, $17. I don't remember the original price. I know it was in the double digits. A lot. But as usual, the day after any big holiday or event, they always discount these things to almost nothing. So I bought this for, can you see that? $2. $2. So I figured, let me buy this and then incorporate it into one of my videos. So that's what I'm doing now. We're building a gingerbread house while I talk about last year's successes and this year's plans, 2023. So I'll just insert, like, I already made the gingerbread house because it takes time, and I don't want this to be a long video, so we're just going to decorate as quickly as possible while I talk about these things in a short time as possible. We don't like long videos here on Lydia's channels. So let's begin. Let me just first insert this clip of the different decoration items I have, and then I'm just going to freestyle with the decorations. So let me just show you that here. So here we are, the ingredients for the gingerbread house. Not ingredients, the decorations. They look delicious. I love candy, so I'm going to enjoy that. These are, I think you can decorate them too, but I'm not going to decorate them. I'm just going to eat them because I want to taste the house. Here's the house that I have pre-made for this video because it took a while. It took a couple steps. So here's the house. I'm going to eat the house. I'm not going to waste it like a lot of other people do because I just got it. It's not Christmas. It doesn't need to be hanging around. So I'm going to eat it. I'm going to test how it tastes first. So these are my taste testers. And then here's the icing to decorate with. Okay. So you saw what I'm working with. That's what I'm working with. That's what I've got to do. I'm going to do the best I can. So first things first. How was your 2022? Was it a successful one? Mine was. I'm not even going to lie. I really did have an amazing year last year. For a couple reasons. So the main reason being, I think the most important reason is, oh, I'm blocking my face completely. This is a terrible angle. Alright, let's try and fix this here. So the main reason being I got a new job, and that was very important for me to do. This is blocking. Okay, this is not working out because I realize when I go like this, you can't see me. So let me try and fix some things for you. Hold on. So I decided I'm just going to have to stand while I'm doing this video because it wasn't working out with the position I was in. But you know what? This will be a reveal video. How about that? We'll reveal the end result as I talk about the things I have to say. So like I was saying, last year one of the biggest goals that I had was to get a new job. And I did that. And I'm very happy because I think I mentioned in my video about me getting my new job that the old job I had then became like redundant, not redundant. Basically they got rid of that job, that position, because COVID was over, so they didn't need screeners anymore, and they got rid of them. They got rid of them, and everyone I know was unemployed, but luckily I had gotten a new job about a month before. So that was a very, 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 very big blessing, and I love my job. It's been, how many months now? 7 months since I got it. And it's not easy. It's not an easy job. It's not. It's a lot of hard work, which I love. The most stressful part of it is I do have people's lives in my hand. So I know how doctors feel now. I'm nowhere near a doctor level, because of course I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse, but I know like a tenth of the stress they go through, because it's dealing with patients and knowing that what you're doing will potentially save their lives if you do it properly. It's very stressing on your psyche. But then knowing that you have the potential to help people, it makes you want to work so hard and do well. So I mean, that's my motivation every single morning when I wake up, to do this job well and help people. So that's good. The one thing I will say is I do miss my old profession. I sometimes wonder if I wasted like 15 years of my life, because I had to go to school and learn how to be an environmental biologist / marine biologist, and now I don't use any of the knowledge that I spent all that time learning. Instead, now I'm being trained to learn something else, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I mean, I'll always be a marine biologist, I'll always be an environmental biologist, but knowing that I may never work in the field again, I don't know. It makes me sad sometimes. But I love this new job. It is a job I see myself doing forever. Because let's be real, you can't really be a marine biologist in Canada. You can. I ain't going in no cold water though. So there's that. So yeah, biggest achievement for this year is my new job, being trained in the new job, and hopefully succeeding in this new job that I love. And my coworkers are amazing. My bosses are fantastic. The management there is really, really good. So I have no complaints, really, none. So that's that. The other achievement I had this year was I got my driver's license, and I mentioned that in a video how difficult it was and how I had to try, how many times was it? 4 times to get this license. And it's only the G2. It's only the G2 license. So if I want a full license, I have to go do another test so I can drive on a highway. And I'm very annoyed with myself, because I'm scared that that will take another 4 tries, because the first test I did, when I tried to skip and go straight to G, I failed with flying colors. Magnificent fail. So I am terrified that when the time comes, that will be me again, and I will have to spend an exorbitant amount of money to try and get the G license. So hopefully that won't happen, but that is a goal of this year. So with regard to last year's success, I got a new job, which I'm very, very grateful and happy for, and I got to go on vacation and go home and see my family, which, if you know me, you know I love my family. I keep saying, oh, I don't want to go to Jamaica for vacation. Every year I go to Jamaica, but honestly, seeing my mommy and my daddy makes it so worth it. I refuse to go back next year. I say that this year, but I'm probably going to go back. But yeah, we'll see. So those were the goals for 2022. I really needed a job, a real job, so I could take care of myself financially and be secured. Oh, another thing I accomplished is I have fully furnished my apartment now. My apartment has all the furniture I would need. Trying to still be a minimalist and not overcrowd the space or have items just for having items sake. Like, you know, people who just go to Home Sense and buy items because, oh, it would be a nice addition to the room. No. I needed a bed, I bought a bed. I needed a couch, I bought a couch. I needed a bed set, I bought a bed set. You get the idea. So I needed bedside tables. Those were the final purchases. I got a bedside table. So I don't need any more furniture for my house. I am thinking of decorating it, however, because if you look behind there, a lot of the walls in my space are just blank, which it's fine, but at the same time it kind of questions your personality. Like, do you not have any interests? The only pictures I have up, I have 2 pictures here of one of me in traditional Okinawan, like a Okinawan kimono, and I have one of my family, and that's it. I am tempted to get a picture of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II and put it somewhere in my house. I know my mother would murder me, so that's the only reason why I haven't. But yeah, I can't think of anything else I would want for my space. But that was another goal I reached this year, where I completed decorating or furnishing my house. Not decorating, furnishing my house. So my little apartment is complete, and it's so cute. I love it. Every day when I wake up and I walk around, I'm so happy that I have this apartment to myself. And that's another thing. I'm like, you know, when people, oh, lost a decoration. I think we'll just let that roll. You know, when people, they're dying to get married and have kids. Well, not to have kids, but the dying to get married part. I'm like, if I get married, I will have to share my space with someone, and they will have to dictate what I put up in my house. We'll have to come to agreements. I don't want to do that. So I mean, I really don't want to do. I don't wanna. I like my space, but for the other goals I have set, I probably should learn to share my space, but we'll see. We'll see about that. This is not sticking. Why isn't it sticking? Oh my god, I just gotta put more of this icing thing. The more the merrier. There we go. But yeah, no complaints about 2022. It was by far one of the best years I have ever had. Definitely the best year in the past 2 years, because the last 2 years have been shit. Let's be real. Pardon my language, not pardon my language. The last 2 years were absolutely dreadful. COVID, the struggle, not being able to see my family, not knowing if I'd have a job, thinking I would die. Oh, I think I mentioned a couple videos back, but I did get COVID for the first time in September of last year, 2020. Not 2020, sorry. See, doing this and multitasking is so hard. I don't know how people do it, because I've seen other videos like this. How do they concentrate? I'm doing very well. I'm so excited for the reveal soon. But I got COVID and I didn't die. So that was one of my fears this whole time. This whole time with the COVID situation. That was one of my biggest fears, that I would get COVID and I would die. And I'd be alone in Canada, dead. And my family wouldn't be able to retrieve my body. These were the thoughts I had. It sounds psychotic, but when you're alone in a foreign country by yourself, you're going to think things like this. So I didn't die, which is very, very lucky. So I got COVID and I didn't die, so I'm very happy about that. So 2022. This giant ball just fell down. So 2022 was actually very good for me. I got COVID and I didn't die. So with regard to next year and my hopes and dreams for next year, the number one hope and dream I have is to travel more. I really, 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 really want to travel more. And this, my travel plans, this is how they always work out every year. I just go home to Jamaica. I moved to Japan in 2015, right? The first year there, I didn't travel because I was saving. I traveled around Japan, and that became my thing, to travel around Japan, which I absolutely love, because Japan is an amazing country to just travel around. The next year, I turned 30. To 2016, I turned 30. So I said, let me go home for the first time in a year and celebrate my 30th birthday with my family. And it was wonderful. It was amazing to be back home. I was so happy. Got to see my family. I had the most fantastic 30th birthday in the whole world, right? It was great. The next year, my brother decided to get married. And I'm not going to miss my brother's wedding. Hell no. So I went home for my brother's wedding. So that's 2 years now I have used my vacation and my time to go home to Jamaica. And I'm not complaining, because my brother had a beautiful wedding. I was happy to be there. I know I would have been crying otherwise that I wasn't home for my brother's birthday. So I'm not complaining. I'm really not complaining. This is not me complaining. 2017, no wait. No, 2017 my brother got married. 2018, he had a child. Who told him to go and have a child 1 year after getting married? Who told him to do that? He just felt like having a child. And you know what? I'm not complaining, because I love my nephew. I love my nephew. So my brother went and had a child. And of course, me, the first grandchild for the family, the very first, and the first nephew for me. I'm coming home to see this child. So another year in Jamaica, another year traveling, using my vacation time for Jamaica. And I was in Japan. I literally could have used that vacation to travel Europe, to Europe. I could have traveled around Asia. No, I decided to just keep going home to Jamaica, spending so much money, because the flights back then were ridiculous. But I did it because I love my family and I wanted to see my nephew for the first time. Okay? And then in 2019, I left Japan thinking that I would be moving to Canada sometime that year, because my application was in process, but it was almost complete. That didn't work out that way. No, my application was stalled and I was stuck in Jamaica for almost a whole year. Like almost 9 months, and I couldn't travel. I had to save my money and make sure I had it for when I was going to get to Canada, because I was waiting to move to Canada in 2019. That was one of the most depressing years of my life. All that waiting, feeling stuck, anxious that my application wouldn't go through. That was just absolutely nerve-wracking and horrible. But I was in Jamaica, hanging out, the same country I kept visiting for the past 3 years. 2020, we know what happened in 2020. The world shut down. So I moved to Canada, yay, but I can't even travel the world like I had planned to, because I said when I get to Canada, I'm going to travel to all these places because the flights will be cheaper. Canada is a main hub, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So as we know, travel industry shut down, flights weren't going nowhere, people were dying. Thank God I didn't die, no member of my family died, so forever grateful for that. But I decided I didn't see my family for 2 years after COVID, so I'm gonna go home and see my family, which I did. So that's another year that I've spent money to go home and see my family. No complaints, but I could have traveled somewhere else, but I didn't. So here we are now. This year I went back home again. So I also went home in 2021, end of 21 in December, because it was my daddy's 70th birthday. So I had a reason. This year I went back home again because it was my mommy's 70th birthday, and you can't go home for one parent and not go home for the other parent's 70th. So I had to go home. So as you can see, every opportunity I've gotten to go on vacation has been to go back home to Jamaica. And I'm not doing it anymore. This year my goal is to get my parents, who are the absolutely main reason why I go home, to come and visit me here in Canada. They need to come here, and then I need to not go to Jamaica. I need to go somewhere else. So I'm going to travel more. I have plans to go to Washington, D.C. or New York to see my family and my friends. I have plans to go to Japan. I am going back to Japan this year. I swear to God. I gotta make it happen because I miss my Japanese friends. I miss my Japanese mama and papa san. So I'm going back to Japan. And then I just want to go anywhere else. I also want to go to Europe, but I don't know how I'm going to fit that in. I only have 3 weeks of vacation, but I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to make this happen. Also, let's try the gingerbread cookie. Not bad. Not bad. It's good. It's actually good. This sauce is going to be amazing. Shouldn't talk with my mouth full, but yeah. So, number one goal for this year is to travel. Oh, it's kind of stale. Yeah, it's kind of stale. It's like an aftertaste. I don't know if I'll be able to eat the house. It's kind of stale. But yeah. So, number one plan is to travel. The number two plan for 2023 is to find a partner. I'm tired of being alone. I want a boyfriend. I want a spooky. I want a man. I want a boo. I want a boops. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm 37 years old. I would like, in July, I'm 37 in July. I'm not 37 yet. I would like to have someone to split rent with. That would be amazing. I also want to have children. I'm running out of time. Let's be real here. So this year, I'm going to really try my best to go out, be more social, and find a partner. I'm very picky. I have high standards. This is why I haven't found one before. But we're going to try this year. My friends are sick of me. They're like, it's time you found someone. So I'm going to try that. Really, really, really going to try to find a man. We'll see how it goes. And then I'm also I don't think I'm going to buy a car, but I want to buy a car just so that I can get more driving practice. Right now I'm signed up for a car share program and I haven't even used it since being signed up because I'm so scared to drive, but I need to hop on that. So I'm going to also try and get more driving practice so I can get my G license. But yeah, those are the goals for 2023. I don't have any priority, but that's what I'm attempting to do. But yeah, that's it. And I think I have decorated this thing in record time. So let me just show the finished results before I go here. But I mean, I hope everyone else has their goals planned and everything works out. And just remember, whatever you didn't accomplish last year, you can accomplish this year. And just stay hopeful and pray. I do a lot of prayer. I'm not going to tell you to pray if you don't believe in prayer, but a lot of praying happened this year, which is what helped. So stay hopeful and pray, or don't pray if you don't. But yeah, let me show you this house. It looks fantastic. I'm so proud of myself. One second. I think I did very oh, just touched it. Look at this gingerbread house. It's fantastic. Look at the little details. Let me spin it around. Look at the little baubles. They're like sliding off the roof. Very proud of the roof. And I'm happy because I wasn't even concentrating when I was this, because I was talking to you guys. So look at that. Oh, it's fantastic. I was so happy with the end results. I am going to eat it. I'm not going to waste it, or eat as much of it as possible. And there goes my plan for 2023, which was to get in shape. Not going to happen again. Yes, absolutely happy with the results of my first ever gingerbread house decorating. The candy that it came with is delicious. I've just been eating it constantly. Perfect. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed my very chatty and, in the end, creative video. Till next time.